Alright, I'm going to attempt to do a short little covering video, instructional thing here. I'm not going to show the whole airplane being covered. That's too much time, and the basic concepts can get covered in a small piece here. For the people that have never really done it or have a hard time with it, it's not really that difficult, but I don't claim to be an expert at it either. This is the horizontal stabilizer. You can see I've already covered one half of the bottom side. And I don't know if you can see it real well, but there is a center line that I drew here from front to back. And I would have covered this all in one piece, but the way it slides into the fuselage profile, I wanted a gap in the middle that was bare wood for a better gluing surface. And I didn't want to have to cut the covering after it had already been applied to the horizontal stabilizer, because I didn't want to risk cutting too deep with the knife and weakening the structure underneath it. So I've elected to cut it into halves and do each half, and I'm going to start along this edge, and I've left about a 1/16 of an inch gap that I'll do to either side of the center line. The vertical stabilizer is actually 1/4 inch wide, so this will work out just fine for a gluing surface, and we'll do it top and bottom the same way. This is 1/8 inch carbon fiber that runs top and bottom along the horizontal stabilizer, and it really stiffens it up quite a bit. The original designer, Vance Mosher, explained that in one of his original versions of this, he lost one due to stabilizer flutter, and his remedy for that was to add this carbon fiber piece along the horizontal stab. And this is at the trailing edge of the horizontal stab. Alright, I've got my monocoat already cut to size, a little oversized. You always want it oversized because you're gonna cut it away as you apply it. Peel the backing off, and remember which side is the adhesive side after you've peeled the backing off. I always know that my thumb is against the adhesive side of the covering. Now this is an end cut, and I don't know if you can see it real well in the video, but there's a clear area from the roll. Alright, I want the opposite side that has no clear area against my center line when I start. And like I said, I'm gonna position this about a 1/16 of an inch off of that center line so that I get a good gap of bare balsa wood between the sheets of covering, and that'll give me a gluing edge when I install the horizontal stabilizer into the fuselage. My iron is set at about 275 degrees, which is the optimum temperature for monocoat. And I'm going to start right here in the middle. I'm going to lay the iron right on this edge to tack it into place. In just a second or two, and you can see where it's adhered. You see little bitty wrinkles where it's loose, and here where it's adhered to the wood. That's perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the opposite end and give it just a little tug. Make sure it's straight on there. Apply a little bit of pressure and tack it again in place. And there goes my phone ringing. Anyway, alright, so it's tacked at both ends, and you can see it's got a little bit of stretch. Now what we'll do is about the center point of the leading edge, we're going to roll it back over the leading edge a little bit just to make it taut, and the wrinkles in here will disappear after a little bit. Now we're going to tack it again right there. Just a tack, just enough to adhere it, hold it for a few seconds just to make sure that the adhesive adheres and doesn't pull away. Alright, now see, you can see that it's actually tacked. Like I said, the wrinkles will disappear. Now to make it easier for you to see this, I'm going to do it again on the trailing edge. Midway down, trailing edge, grip it, roll it over the back edge a little bit. Now this is where that carbon piece is, and it actually adheres to that pretty good also. We're just going to tack it with the tip of the iron. Alright, hold it for a moment. Make sure that the adhesive sets. Alright, and there it's tacked here, 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 and here. We've got four corners. Actually opposite corners. Now what we'll do is we'll intersect all these areas in between, and we'll get Since this is a smaller piece, we can tack here, 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 and here. This end is already tacked completely. This end is tacked completely. And once we get those spots, then we'll start to trim away, and then we'll roll the iron around the edges to tack it down completely. And I'll get to that in just a second.